friends, it's Scott, the Overwhelmed Author, and I'm here today with my second video of my channel, and I didn't really come up with a script today because this is the Newbie Author Tag 2.0, and I figured I could just kind of read off this paper to give you guys an idea of sort of who I am. I gave you an intro in the last one, and this one will have some more specific information, and hopefully it's something that's interesting. So let's start with the first question. What's your book's pitch? Well, half of the United States has been wiped out by an extremely lethal virus. Two heroes will embark on their journeys that will basically reveal what exactly happened. The first is an apathetic IT guy who will journey into the heart of a zombie wasteland to recover secret, sensitive government data. The other is a rebellious commercial producer who will basically race against the clock to uncover a massive corporate conspiracy before her meddling gets her killed. And really what happens here is when the dead roam the earth, the corporate world is going to find a way to cash in. So wake up, America, the apocalypse just sold out. Second question, if you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? This is different. How about I'm an overly caffeinated comic book, video game, sci-fi, horror loving guy who is about to pull off his grandest illusion by making everyone believe that he has it all together and he knows what he's doing. Question number 3, what do you usually write? I typically write sci-fi, horror. I do dabble in crime noir a little bit. I'm also fond of writing anything post-apocalyptic, and most of my stuff always has at least a little bit of humor in it, sometimes a lot of bit of humor in it, typically sarcastic humor, because that's me. I'm sarcastic sometimes. Well, a lot. Sometimes. Whatever. Question number 5. What's your goal for starting an Authortube channel? My goal is to connect with other writers, but also sort of to expand my visibility. I want to grow as an author, and the best way to do that, I think, right now is through the YouTube platform. And I know that's sort of what was said in the original video, but those are pretty good goals. Number 6, what made you start writing? Well, my 2 biggest influences were Star Wars. Now, I know that's not a book, but that made me really fall in love with specific characters. And it was something that also got me I really fell in love with just the idea of storytelling. But the first book that really inspired me was a book called The Big Joke Game that I read in 4th grade by Scott Corbett. And it was just this really fun, imaginative sort of book that, you know, it just really inspired me. And it was funny, and it was, you know, it was pretty much, it was the perfect book to read at that particular age of being in 4th grade. And it really inspired me. It made me want to tell stories. And that is really what kind of put the bug in me to actually start writing out the things that I wanted the stories that I wanted to tell. Question number 7. What is your publishing path? Well, as I mentioned in my last video, I am leaning a little more towards self-publishing because, as I was saying, no one wants to read your or my freaking zombie novel. Not right now. The market's a little oversaturated. Although today I just read that the Walking Dead comic is coming to an end with the next issue. So I don't know. Maybe there's a void that I can fill. But really, I promise my story is more than just your typical zombie story, because any quality zombie story fan knows that zombie stories are never really about the zombies. Number 8, what content do you bring to the Authortube table? Probably ASMR and Minecraft play-alongs. Well, no, really, my magnetic personality. Can't you tell? I think that I read somewhere that when you vlog, that the camera like tends to sap your energy out, so you actually have to amp it up. So I really actually am a funny guy, but I don't know if it's coming across. At least not yet. This is only my second video. I gotta wait till I get a little more comfortable. But what I bring to the table, as far as Authortube's concerned, or what I'm looking to bring, is I do want to help people, to advise them on things, as I said before in the last video, things like story mechanics, how the story fits together. There's some other general writing advice that I feel like that I have a good take on that would be helpful to people, and also time management and ways to sort of push yourself and to get yourself done that first draft. And because I know it's hard, it's very hard to get through that first draft. Is tough. Even the professionals have heard say that it's tough for them, and don't even get me started on George R. R. Martin, because we know he has a little bit of trouble getting those first drafts done. But I would like to be able to kind of give that advice to people, because not everybody is sure where to go or where to turn to when it comes to writing efficiency. I think there are some things out there. I didn't find anything that was particularly satisfying when it came to that particular area of the writing craft. Number 9. What's your biggest writing struggle? This is going to sound super specific, but I have trouble writing characters moving through space in non-action scenes. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. Maybe it does, and maybe you struggle with it too, and if you do, that's awesome. Please comment and let me know. And if you figured out ways around that, or how you can do it better, please let me know. Because I do have trouble sometimes, if it's not people fighting in some way, or some kind of action scene, or running away from something, or whatever, just moving to try to set the scene can be difficult for me sometimes. It's a little weird. I don't know why. I don't know. But like I said, comment below if you have any ideas on that. Question number 10. What is your best writing skill? Well, I'd like to say dialogue, but of course everybody says they think dialogue is their strong suit. But I'll give you a little spoiler alert here. Not everybody's good at dialogue. I think sort of what I said before, I feel like my strong suit is the story mechanics, the idea. I feel like I have a good grasp on how a story is supposed to fit together, how to sort of carry themes through, character arcs throughout the story. So once I get my baby out into the world, you guys can all decide for me if that's true or not. I think it is. I think sometimes we hear people talk and give advice, and then you reread their stuff and you go, it doesn't seem like they're following their own advice. And I think the reason for that is what's up here, going from here to here is like a million miles. It really is. So sometimes things don't always go planned, and we have a lot of theories and we know what we're supposed to do, but sometimes in the execution it can be flawed. I think I have a pretty good grasp on what I'm doing, and but if you're ever wondering why that is, you have people that talk about it, and I'm not talking about like author tubers, I'm talking about even like the professionals. And you say, this person seems like they come across like an authority, and then you read their work and you're like, doesn't seem like they're following their own rules. Well, I think that's because it's that distance from here to here. I think that's what it is. I know that's what it is. Theory's great, execution is better. And if you can execute really good, then you're going to have a good story. Does that make sense? This is so weird. This is my second video, and I'm trying to get it all down. So between 11 and 12, 12 is my question since I'm new to Authortube. It says, if you're new to Authortube, what is your biggest Authortube question? My biggest Authortube question is, where are all the dudes? Is it just Chris Fox, or what's up? Don't get me wrong, I've learned a lot from Authortube, and there are a lot of women on Authortube, and I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome to have a space where women dominate and are able to flourish, and I'd honestly like to see more of that out there. But I was just genuinely curious about the dudes. Like, are there dudes out there? Are there other male? I know there are other male writers, but where are the dudes? Anyway, I hope nobody takes that the wrong way. I mean, I genuinely enjoy Authortube. Otherwise, I wouldn't be joining it. It's just, I was just curious. Question 13. Are you looking for any new channels to follow, betas, CPs, or other types of writer buddies? If so, tell us who you're looking for and connect with them in the comments. Look, yes to all that. I'm not quite at the point where I need betas or critique partners, but I could always use writing buddies. And I promise, I am a normal guy. I am probably the least creepy guy over 35 on YouTube. I swear. I promise. Let's finish this up with question 14. What are you most excited about during this new, fresh start on Authortube? I am most excited about helping people and connecting with the community. So much of our writing process is a solitary experience, and I'm excited to talk to other people. I have a few other writer friends, but they're busy people, and I don't really get to talk to them as much as I would like. So that's the thing. That's what I'm looking forward to, is the connection, which is probably sort of answered in that previous question I did before. So that's my story for today. I want everyone to keep writing, keep sharing your stories, and I will see you in the next video. That looks dumb. Whatever. See you in the next video.